I build emergency power systems for a living, $90K rigs for hospitals, flood zones, high-rises. But the HOA told me I couldn't run one for my own family. It started with a hurricane warning and ended with a criminal trespass citation taped to my daughter's birthday cake. I live in a quiet cul-de-sac in Florida. You know the kind: palm trees, beige garages, identical mailboxes. I moved here after 20 years in disaster response. I wanted calm. My wife wanted safety. My twins just wanted a dog. When the first letter came, I was wiring up a transfer switch. I'd installed a top-of-the-line diesel generator, whisper quiet, EPA compliant, flood elevated. Permitted. Legal. But the HOA disagreed. They fined me $500 for unauthorized industrial equipment. I blinked at the notice. No one had knocked. No one had asked. Then I read the fine print, subject to Community Aesthetics Clause, subsection 7C. I laughed. Until I didn't. A week later, our mailbox was knocked over. Then someone spray-painted "noise polluter" across my garage door, even though the generator hadn't even been tested yet. I went to the HOA office. Karen, yes, real name, barely looked up. "You should have submitted a form," she said. I did. It was approved by city zoning. "Zoning's not us," she replied, clicking her pen like a metronome. "We have standards." That night, I walked my block. My neighbor's decorative waterfall system roared louder than my generator. 2 houses had AC compressors louder than jet engines. But no fines for them. Just me. Then I heard about the meeting. A closed-door, compliance review I hadn't been invited to. I snuck in. I know how to move quiet, military habit. They were handing out flyers: protect property values, stop the generator guy. Karen stood at the podium, pointing at my house on a projector. "Do we want to become a shelter zone?" she asked. "People will come here during outages." Strangers. Murmurs. Nods. One guy even clapped. Knowledge nugget number 1: HOAs can't override local building permits, but they can enforce aesthetic restrictions, unless specifically limited by the community charter. That night, someone jammed gum into the generator's intake. I reported it. Sheriff's deputy shrugged. "HOA dispute," he muttered. "Civil matter." Then came the twist. My buddy Max, who works at city planning, called me. "Your HOA president, Karen, she's married to a guy who owns a backup power company. They just signed a supply deal with the local elementary school." I froze. "You're saying she sees me as competition?" "She's not trying to stop your generator," Max said. "She's trying to control who sells them." Suddenly, this wasn't about noise. It was about monopoly. And I was in the way. Then things got worse. 3 men showed up at my door with clipboards. EPA inspectors. One pointed to the unit. "We received a complaint about improper fuel storage. My tanks were buried. Certified. Tagged. But they demanded access anyway. I asked for a warrant. They didn't have one. Then came the IRS letter, random audit. And then a cease and desist for operating a business from residential premises. I don't even sell here. I just live here." Knowledge nugget number 2: HOAs can file reports with federal and state agencies, often anonymously, triggering real investigations that may take months to resolve, even if they're baseless. That was the final straw. If you've ever been bullied with a smile, you know the rage it builds. I didn't yell. I documented. Every clause. Every form. Every call. I found 3 other homeowners who had been targeted, one for solar panels. One for a rainwater collection tank. One for flying a hurricane warning flag without approval. We joined forces. A retired paralegal neighbor helped us draft a civil petition, malicious enforcement of covenants. We filed with the county. Meanwhile, I made copies of every document, then sent a packet to a local investigative reporter I used to work with in Puerto Rico. The headline ran 3 days later. HOA president accused of sabotaging resident generators, while husband wins emergency contract. It spread. People screenshot it, posted it to community boards. MicroCTA, screenshot this clause, no equipment that disturbs visual harmony, and tag a friend with solar panels. You might be next. The backlash was instant. Karen called an emergency board meeting. We live-streamed it. Hundreds of comments poured in. At one point, she snapped, "You people don't understand the liability of rogue power systems." I stood up. I'm a certified technician. FEMA trained. My systems are safer than your kitchen outlets. Silence. Then, applause. The vote was unanimous. Karen was suspended pending investigation. But her husband? He didn't go quietly. A week later, I found my garage door open. Inside, the generator was gone. Just gone. Police said it must have been a contractor with a lift truck. No signs of forced entry. No witnesses. I checked my Ring footage. Deleted. But my backup server caught it. Footage showed a man in reflective gear, badge on his belt, walking up calmly. He waved at the camera before unplugging it. I gave it to the cops. The arrest came 2 days later. Karen's husband, posing as an inspector. Charged with theft, impersonation, and trespassing. Knowledge nugget number 3, tampering with or impersonating an agent of a regulatory body is a federal offense, Title 18, Section 912. In the weeks that followed, the HOA board was overhauled. A new president was elected. Transparent, fair, even pro-solar. They offered to buy me a new generator. I declined. Instead, I proposed something else, a neighborhood emergency resilience fund. We pooled money, bought a high-capacity battery backup system, shared across 5 homes. It wasn't just revenge. It was resilience. Karen? She's banned from serving on any HOA within the county for 10 years. But the day after the charges dropped, I received a package. No return address. Inside, a single bolt. From my old generator. Scratched. Burned. Still warm. Next week, the city council that tried to steal a solar farm, until one 12-year-old hacked their secret vote. Stay tuned.